Hello, I'm recording this video to explain my friends who would like to know more about this hobby. First, the hobby is amateur radio, and the amateur radio hobby is only about talking to people via radio. That's all there is to it. You can talk to people in the context of long distance contacts, short content, just regular conversation. Some people do emergency as well. They're called preppers. They're preparing for emergency where they use the radio. And yeah, that's all there is to it. If you would like to know more about the radio, be careful when looking for it on YouTube, because the channels that appears on the search are basically advertisements. If you go on YouTube looking for this hobby, you might actually find that the hobby is about buying stuff. It's not. The hobby is only about talking to people. That's all the hobby is about. Let me get a microphone 1 second. So you can talk to people using the regular microphone, right? You just press the microphone and then you talk to people. You cannot both talk at the same time. Yeah, that's the microphone. You can do it via Morse code, which is the way I'm currently doing the most. I'm going to explain better Morse code because I think that's the part where people gets more attention. And you can do it via digital modes as well, where you connect your radio to the computer to transmit information, right? Okay. So from this basic three modes of you doing amateur radio, the one that I've been using the most recently is Morse code. Why Morse code? Because it's the most efficient way of radio. There is digital modes that in terms of range and number of contacts that you get is actually better, but then that requires a computer, right? And I'm using Morse code because now I cannot have a proper antenna at home. I'm going to try to put the picture of a proper antenna. All I have is a whip. Let me show you. Yeah, basically this is a whip that extends up to 5 meters. I can change the length of the whip. 1 second. I can change the length of the whip to be resonant on a certain frequency, and that's what I do. So as I cannot have the proper antennas, I have to deal with that. And I've been using a lot of these portable radios. I have the 100 watts radio, but it weighs like 20 kilos to carry around. And this one weighs like, I don't know, 400 grams. Not sure. It's pretty lightweight. And but the difference is that the big radio has up to 100 watts, and this one has up to 12 watts. So I have to find a way to make the power that I have available count, right? When you're doing talking to people via voice, it's more complicated, requires more power because the bandwidth. I'm going to place a picture showing I'm going to try to place a picture comparing the bandwidth of Morse code and the bandwidth of a voice. Basically, for voice you need 3 kilohertz, and for Morse code you can do it up to 50 hertz. So you see the difference there, right? All that means that your receiving is smaller as well. Like you see here, you see this part here, this is something good to show. So you see this is 2.8 kilohertz, right? It didn't even got there. So you see that the noise level you can even hear. Although I don't have an antenna, you can even hear. But you see, so it means that not only you don't have all the nuances of the voice and everything, because when you're doing voice you have to actually understand the voice of the person, but you have also a quieter receiver, right? And the only thing that you have to listen in Morse code is the beep, right? If it's there or not, and the length of the beep. So about Morse code, that is just a way to represent letters, right? For example, A is dot dash, right? Oops. You see? You can see it here. This corner here. You see? B is dash triple dot, right? C dash 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 dot dash dot, right? And so on. So this is how we although you should not, if you're learning Morse code, you should never look at this. It's a terrible idea, but it's just a visual representation. And on top of that, when talking in Morse code, we have some abbreviations that we use. TU is thank you, TNX is thank you as well, QTH is home, OP is my name is, the operator name, RIG is the radio that I'm using, QSO is conversations. There's a lot of these things that we use, right? Yeah. And that's basically Morse code. Although, just going a bit further into Morse code, when we're learning, we never look at this, because if you do, you're going to do this. You start to counting stuff, right? Counting and writing down, counting and writing down like A, you send A, you send N, you send D. That's something when you want to be really proficient, you should not do. So instead you learn the sound of the words, because when you learn just by the sound, I can go here and do. It takes practice, but yeah. And once we evolve into this, we also don't do letter by letter, right? When we're doing Morse code, we learn the sound of the word itself, right? Instead of sending TU, right? Instead of sending, let's do 15 for you to, now let's do 10, 8, okay. Instead of doing T is a dot, U is a dot dot dash, whoops. T is a dot, is a dash, sorry. You see, I don't even know the representation. Is a dash, and U is dot dot dash, right? See? Instead of knowing the sound of each letter, we know the sound of the word. See? Right? And you might be curious why we don't use the regular one, that the one that you do like this, right? So if you want to understand why, I would ask you, try doing this for 10 seconds and see what happens to your arm. That's basically the reason why we don't do it. So instead we use this. This is called a iambic pedal, right? There's a circuit there that if I press one side, it's dot, dash. See, let me put some more volume here. Dot, sorry, dash. That's basically what this thing does. What it allows me to do is to get to high speeds, right? Let me do to a comfortable speed. Try to imagine me doing this speed. Try matching. It's impossible. So instead we right? Yeah, and yeah, I have this in hands. I didn't show. This one is just a pedal that I attach to the radio. This one is one that I can do on my hand like this. This one is a big one, pretty good one, but it weighs like 1.5 kilos. And yeah, it's for you to stay at home, right? Yeah, and yeah, that's basically it. You learn the sound of the words, and that's how we do. Yeah, that's why you don't see me writing down stuff when if you have ever watched one video of me doing like a conversation, you don't see me writing down stuff. And there is one more. When we learn this, I did the wrong way. It's kind of hard to break the addiction, which is these pedals. You can do this, right? You see, dot, dash. If I keep press, keeps repeating, right? So for C, what I can do, see? Yeah, it's kind of hard for me because that's not how I learned. And why I'm showing you this? Because you might be asking yourself, do decoders work? Is there software to decode this stuff, or is it good? Yes, there are decoders, there are some good ones, but decoders are never enough. Never enough because let me see if I can show you. Why? There's a lot of mistake if you only depend on decoders. It's not going to work. This, because I'm using this kind of pedal, right? There are people that use the manual one, even swipers that sends, it doesn't send perfect, so the computer would be completely lost. You have to actually understand, right? At the end, you have to actually understand. So, the reason why decoders, you cannot trust decoders, is because there is too much human factor in this thing, which means a lot of errors, right? Let me show you here. I'm trying to send my A. I'm going to try to send the letter A, right? Oops. You see? ET. Why it sent ET? You see? It's sending ET and A because E is the dot and T is the dash. And you see here? This is letter E. Oops. This is letter T. Letter E and letter T. Right? Right? So, because of this thing, this technique that I didn't learn, you see what happens? You see? ET. You see? So, if you're using a decoder, this because the decoder is inside the radio, inside the circuit itself. Now imagine going over all the noise on the band and stuff, right? So it would cause you a lot of problems for you to actually understand. I mean, eventually, I guess if you're using decoder, you kind of learn what people say in the context. They're pretty repetitive. But anyway, decoders don't work because of this, right? And there's even people that change the space. I've seen this happen. So let me try to draw here. There's a dot, there's a dash, right? Inside the dash, there's 3 dots, the spacing of 3 dots here. And between the characters in here, there is 1 dot, right? There are people who intentionally change this part of here, this part here, and a bit of this timing here, just to mess up with decoders. I've seen this happen. When I hear someone, I see that they're sending perfect, but weird. That's how it sounds when you hear. It sounds perfect, but weird. It is because people are doing this just to break decoders, right? Yes, there are actually people who do that. And all the manual stuff, if you're sending by the regular key, straight key that we call, it's depends on who's sending. It's unreadable, and swipers as well, bugs as well. There's a lot of stuff. So that's it. I hope you get a better understanding. Again, just doing a summary here. Ham radio is only about talking to people. There's no privacy here. For ham radio, you need a license. People think it's complicated. No, it's a license is literally you getting buying a book and studying for 20 hours and you get it. There's really nothing complex to it. And yeah, and Morse code is this. It's the most efficient way. I guess it will continue being the most efficient way until I die, at least. And yeah, it's pretty hard to learn at the start. After you go the first steps, actually the first step, and then everything becomes super easy. It is just hard. People don't survive the first step. If they overcome the first step, then everything is easy, right? As soon as you learn the right way, everything is easy. So that's it. Hope you liked it. Bye bye.
But on the north part, so I'm very close to the border with Lebanon. Over. QSL, Gil. Name here is James. Located in the eastern part of the state of Kentucky here, and said you were in the Golan Heights.
I guess he didn't understand that it's a contest.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. In the Golan Heights, in the west part of the Golan Heights, actually more to the north, and not so far from the border with Lebanon. I'm a portable station, by the way. Over. Okay, on the portable station, no problem copying you here. Getting in better shape. There's a lot of QSB and stuff earlier, but it seems to be improving here. Not hold you. I know there's several looking to work you. Best of 73s, and thanks for coming back to me. Good DX to you, Gil. 4Z75 Kilo Delta from N4ETG 73. Thank you, James. 73. Good luck. Bye-bye. 4 Zulu 75 Kilo Delta Holy Land Contest. QRZ.
Victor Echo 2 Zulu Delta X-ray.
Victor Echo 2. Try again.
Okay, it's Victor Echo number 2 Zulu Delta X-ray. Victor Echo number 2 Zanzibar Delta X-ray.
Yeah, okay. Victor Echo 2, Zanzibar Delta X-ray. Very good morning, good evening, good night. It's night here. Actually, it's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock a.m. So very dark outside. You're 57 Oscar 01 Hotel Golf is my Holy Land Square. Oscar 01 Hotel Golf. How do you copy? Over.
Okay, Roger. You're 59. You're beautiful here in Montreal, Canada. I'm QRP in a park. I'm recording and I'm going to send you the video. You're 59 and your number is 006. 006, okay?
Okay, 006. Did you say you are QRP? You are QRP station, over?
Yes, QRP, portable, with a vertical antenna in a park.
Wow, this is amazing. Okay, very nice. You're 5'7" here. You're 5'7" with your setup. So actually the conditions are very good. Over.
Yes, they're very, very good. I did some 4 or 5 Israeli stations before. So that's it. Thank you very much. I wish you the best luck in the contest, my friend. 73.
Thank you, 73. Bye-bye. 4 Zulu 75 Kilo Delta Holy Land Contest. Close it.
Beautiful sunset. Oscar Zulu 8 CW. match his speed. It's 59. Well, let me just finish with 27. Nice, very good here. He hears me very well. Jomar, this is my conditions here. Yeah, the KX2 I was using 12 watts. And this is a vertical antenna with the DX line winder coil. Without counterpoise, right? The fence is the counterpoise. It's just a park close to between my work and home, so I come here quite often. So that's it, 73.